I don't mind sharing my fruit, but eat the whole thing. Clean your plate, bugs. Good afternoon, everyone. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ben. This is my house. That's my garden right there. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. It is the peak of summer heat where I am in Zone 7B, and I spend a lot of time in my garden and in and about the yard. If you don't know what this channel is about, it is mostly myself working outside, trying to turn this house into a home, maybe even a homestead a little bit. Weed. If I'm being perfectly honest, I've never been very good at growing carrots. The tops always look really great, but if you pull these carrots out, look at this. That's terrible. That's not even a carrot. So, this has turned into my assistant's garden, at least my assistant's bed. We don't really eat most of these carrots inside the house, although you can technically cut these up or dice them and still slaw them and make things with them, but we generally don't. So in that respect, the carrots were kind of a bust this year, but that's okay. If you don't know who my assistant is and you're new to the channel, my assistant is a terrier mix who helps keep the squirrels away for me. She likes to hang out on the back porch and bark a lot, mostly, but it does the trick. I have no fencing around the garden here, and it's actually been holding out pretty well that way. I don't plan on adding any fencing to the garden unless the larger pest pressure becomes a bigger issue. But for now, everything seems to be doing okay. We do get some deer coming through here, but they've mostly been leaving a lot of the crop as is, which is great. I've been harvesting plenty. We've been getting so many cucumbers. I don't know what to do with all the cucumbers. We're in the middle of making cucumber water, we're pickling, we're doing all kinds of stuff. So hopefully the pickles will slow down here in the coming days, and we'll start to see some other things fruiting around the garden. So let's take a look at that. The sweet potatoes are really starting to crawl, which is great. Hopefully I get something out of that come, you know, the end of the year, the growing season. These won't be ready until maybe September, whenever that first freeze starts sort of peering its head. The peppers, I was getting really excited about the peppers, but looks like we got some pest pressure coming in. I'm not too excited about that. We do still have some good ones around here. Hopefully they stay that way. I'm debating if I should put something on them, maybe some 7 dust or something, because they really are getting hit hard. You can see there's these tiny little holes in them. So as you can see, my jungle cucumbers here have really been kind of dying back. The bees are still working in this whole area because they are still flowering. There is just a little bit of what might be like a powdery mildew or something on there, but overall it's actually doing pretty good. I've been pruning back a lot of these yellowing leaves, and we're starting to see some new growth showing up as well. I was positive that I had planted cantaloupes here as well, and I think they're finally starting to show up. Alright guys, that is it for today. We didn't get to talk really that much about bigger future plans for the garden or for the homestead. Unfortunately, barking dogs do not do anything for tiny pests that like to burrow into your peppers, but they are surprisingly effective for things like squirrels or deer, and you'd be surprised. Just a little bit of barking will usually keep a lot of those things away, no matter how big or how small the bark is. Other than that, you see how the garden is doing. I think it's doing pretty good. The cucumbers are starting to die back. The Roma tomatoes are all starting to ripen, but the vining tomatoes are really making up for that, as well as the cantaloupes are starting to come in very late, I thought, but maybe right on time. We're in zone 7B, and right now we're kind of in the middle of, or late July. Seems pretty late to me, but I don't know. Leave a comment down below if you think that's about the right time for zone 7B to start seeing cantaloupes appearing and fruiting. Also, let me know down below if you have any solutions for whatever, or if you know what happens to be boring those tiny little holes into the peppers. Whatever it is, it looks like they take 2 bites and they move on. It's kind of frustrating. It's like, I don't mind sharing my fruit, but eat the whole thing. Clean your plate, bugs. All right, I'm done. You guys have a good one. I'll see you on the next one.